analyst, former Steeler, James Harrison. Good to have you back with us.
Okay.
James, do you have a problem with hearing this from Arians?
I don't have a problem with hearing it from Arians because when I look at it, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You know, I'm up here to give my opinion. You know, that's why I'm here. He's looking at it from what he's seen in 2010 when he was a rookie. And of course, leading up to now, people change. Whether that's for the good or for the better, that's up to, you know, that individual of what type of person they are. Right. So, you know, with him saying this, it gives to other people, it gives some weight to it because he was around him. Correct. And with all of the situations that's going on around him right now, it leads to a reason that he may be right, he may be wrong, but I don't have a problem with him saying that.
I do, because he's not in the locker room. Normally, coaches don't take shots at other players' coaches, and that's what he did. He took a shot at him. Everybody changed. Do you actually think AB was going to be the same, had the same mentality as a fifth-round draft pick after being considered one of the two best receivers in all of football? Everybody changed. Now, this is the same, hold on. This is the same Bruce Arians that wrote in a book that says, Ben is not the same guy that you drafted. He said Ben is immature, as if the stories of his greatness of Big Ben had gone to his head. Okay. So everybody changes. Of course, Gil. Everybody's going to change. You're not going to be. I wasn't the same. Look, now my behavior, because of what I treated people the same way. But I didn't, my mentality, Skip, I thought a totally different way, because now all of a sudden, I wasn't that seventh-round skinny kid from Savannah State. I wasn't just a special teams player. I was one of the best players in the NFL. I felt I was the best player at my position. Antonio Brown feels the same way. There is not one player in the NFL that's come in as an say a fifth round, or you think Tom Brady's the same guy? So Tom Brady's the exact same guy that was a sixth-round draft pick his rookie year. No. Now he's golly gee whiz, oh my, that part has not changed. I wish it would.
Gotten better.
But it hasn't. Come on, Skip.
Has Tom Brady become a diva? I don't think he's become a diva.
Tom Brady, listen, I tell people this all the time. I played with a great quarterback in John Elway. Quarterbacks have the biggest ego of any person that plays professional football. They just do the best job of hiding it. Wow. They've been coached in such a way that you can't display that. But I'm telling you, I'm not telling you what someone told me to say. I'm telling you what I know. That's fact.
Well, you got to have a big ego to play that position.
Well, so he's a diva,
man.
So he's a diva. Right? So in other words, Jay, he's a diva then, right?
No, I wouldn't. Well, like you said, a quarterback does a better job of concealing it, because he is a leader and everyone is looking at him. Yes. And you kind of hold it inside, and you may take little pot shots here and there, say a little something here and there, but for the most part, you try and keep it within. A receiver, it's a team sport, but that is an individual position.
It is.
You want your catches, you want your numbers. So you get a different person, you get a different personality in that position. And you go from a guy, like he said, that was, drafted in the later rounds to now being the number one guy. It changes a little.
I know Bruce Arians a little, and I do like him a lot because he just says whatever is in his head. He just speaks it, and most head coaches will not do that. But I do respect him for that. And I think you would agree, there's some diva operating here with Antonio.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Okay. So is he right about what he said? Yeah. He said that was some unvarnished truth there about Big Ben, right? The problem with Antonio and Odell Beckham Jr. is, to me, they're both victims of social media, in that it made them superstars, literally superstars on social, and it's hard at that position to live up to their superstardom on social media during football games, because they can't control their fate. Right. It's a completely dependent position, as you know all too well. Correct. Some games, you're going to get triple covered, and he's just not going to throw it to you, and you can't help it. There's nothing you can do to make it any better. So some games, you're going to have numbers, and some games, you're not going to have any numbers. And it's going to drive you literally, you're going to act crazy after the game, because, there's a whole social world out there saying, what happened, Antonio?
What happened today? What about my fantasy point?
Yeah, well, what happened to you?
Fantasy has killed this game.
Right? Yeah. Odell's the same way. And the first victim ever of social media was my friend Chad Ochocinco, or Chad Johnson, because it's almost like he invented social media. He took it over as the first diva receiver to do so. and I think we're going to have Chad on the show here in the next few days. I hope. I think we're trying to make that happen. But the point is, I'm going to ask him if he comes on, do you look back and regret your presence on social media because he owned it, and then after a while, it owned him?
Because the thing with what has happened, Skip, is that position has been coached and has convinced themselves that if I don't get my numbers, I didn't do anything today.
Right.
See, they don't look at it if the running back rushes for 200 yards and we did a great job in the run game. They don't look at it like that. Everything that their value to a football team, the value to themselves is tied up. I need 10 for $150 and 2 touchdowns. And if you only look at success through that prism, through that lens, well, you're going to set yourself up for failure. Because the likelihood of you getting 10 for $150 and 2 touchdowns every game is not very good.
No.
You have to look at it like, okay, today TD ran for 200. Me, Ed, and Rod, we might have had 15 catches between us, 80 yards, leading receiver might have had 80. We won, but we feel good that TD got 250. But if I just looked at it like, man, yeah, we won. TD had 190, but man, I only had 4 catches. Man, that's a pro job. You're going to set yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
So wide receivers have become the closest thing to NBA stars the NFL has, except Antonio can't dribble the ball up the court and decide I'm going to shoot this, right? So he can't. LeBron can control his fate a lot more than Antonio can, right?
And the quarterback, Skip, what? Everything that I do, all my success is tied to one player, the quarterback. He has to throw me the ball. And so in order for me to dance, in order for me to point first down, in order for me to take my helmet off or slide down the goal post, what must happen? I need to catch the football and get the ball into the end zone. So that's the only way you're going to know who I am. So even if your running back goes for 250 and I did a great job blocking, you're going to talk about him. You're not talking about me. So I need to do something. Now, if I ain't catching a bunch of passes, guess what else I can do to get you to notice me? Act a fool. I'll throw a water cooler here and there. I might squirt the official with some water. I get you to look at me. It might not be the way that I want to necessarily in a positive manner, but you'll talk about me.
This man right here is like a big brother to Antonio. Is that fair? Big brother,
I would say that, yeah.
mentor, big brother, whichever. I know him a little. We've had him on the show. I've had him on several different shows I've been on. And I like him because I think his heart is good. I think sometimes he loses perspective on things because of social media. And emotions. He got big emotions because they all do, all those, he's extremely gifted, man. Just extremely gifted. Have you seen any change in him over the last 3 years? Have you talked to him about that?
Me and Antonio, we talk, even as recent as, the last time he came to the house. We had conversations about, other things, but we really didn't go into detail. With him and I, it's understanding of I'm going to tell you how I feel. He's going to tell me how he feels, and we can agree to disagree. But I spoke my piece. I told you how I feel about it. Rather it's right, wrong, or indifferent, and you told me yours.
And give us an idea. What would you tell him?
That's just it. That's the conversation that's in the house between him and I. And I wouldn't want to speak on that unless that was something he went and spoke on himself first.
Let me ask you this: you were undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
Did you change?
Yes, but I didn't change as far as like my personality, my feelings about myself, how I felt going into games, how I felt about going against other players, and
gave you that confidence.
Gave me that confidence to but I didn't express that. Like I wasn't a vocal guy. I didn't go out and tell you what I was gonna do to you. I just did it. Right. Different people express that confidence in different ways, and some people express it by going and just doing it. Some people express it by talking about it.
I'm a talker. I've been a talker.
Yeah, I think we know
been
that.
talking.
Last quick
That's all you do is talk.
Last quick question. Antonio keeps talking about there's a big interview coming, and you guys posted that little video.
Me and Antonio did not do an interview. That was just him at the house chilling, and it happened to be someone called and was like, Tomlin is about to do his interview.
Because he was on live.
Right.
You guys were.
Yeah. He turned his interview on. We turned the interview on, and basically it was like a little troll. It
was a big troll.
I was going to say, you got viewed as maybe a bigger troll than you guys intended it to be.
Does he have any big interview planned that you know of?
I don't know, but he has been saying that at some point in time he was going to, give his side if that became necessary.
I thought maybe you would be the interviewer.
No.
Well, it need to be necessary. You need to sit right on there with your seat.
He can
where you're
join
sitting
us.
Right there.
That'd be fun.
right
That
here.
would work.
I'm available.
Tell
I
him
love
what's
those
going on.
interviews.
Yeah.
Boy, let's hear from him. I want to hear his side.
Give him a call.
Soon. Okay.
Hit him
Work
on
on
IG.
Okay. James, we would like to hear about one of your former coaches, Bill Belichick.